Live from Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is KCAL9 News at 8.
Now at 8, police are on the hunt for a bandit who's been tunneling his way into local businesses, leaving a huge mess behind.
That is inside the Las Vegas Shooters Hotel Suite, and tonight newly released video from police.
And drivers beware, it is a law many people break, but they usually get away with it. Now one South End city is cracking down. We begin tonight with developing news out of Newhall after a pepper spray accident at the DMV. 25 people inside were overcome when someone accidentally triggered their pepper spray device. We're told that all inside complained of some sort of eye and throat irritation. One person was taken to a hospital. The rest were treated at the DMV. Hi, everyone. I'm Susie Sa.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Jeff Vaughn. Well, most thieves decide to break into businesses through the front door, but one Orange County bandit is a little more creative.
Yeah, he's been tunneling his way into restaurants and small businesses, leaving thousands of dollars of damage behind.
That's right. KCAL9 Orange County reporter Michelle Gili shows you just exactly how the crook works.
The back of this restaurant is where it all started, and by the looks of the damage, this alleged thief was not afraid to get his hands dirty.
This is where he made a hole, the tunnel to go through the business next door.
A determined thief, say Santa Ana police, who tunneled through 2 walls under the cover of darkness to get into 3 businesses next door to one another.
Well, it's crazy because, it's like he did it I think he did it by himself, and he seems to be like an expert,
Ana Corona owns Don Jacinto Pollo Grill on South Fairview. Her security cameras recorded the break-in Tuesday morning until authorities say suspect Johnny Salgado disconnected the system and the screens went black. A delivery man tipped off police, and that's when they found the holes in the walls. Salgado could climb from one shop to the next without being detected, according to officials. There's even video of a chunk of debris flying past a camera in the back room as Salgado hammered through the drywall. Police say he's here inside of the business Waterland, allegedly trying to pry open a lotto scratcher's ticket machine.
Often these businesses are mom and pop shops that are just squeaking by. They can't afford to fix the damage that these people are doing.
Ana Corona spent $2,000 today patching her walls. The 30-year-old suspect is well known to the burglary team at Santa Ana Police. They think he's linked to more than a dozen past burglaries. Johnny Salgado was convicted of 3 of them, but only served 16 days in jail. Johnny Salgado had an accomplice, say officers. They were nabbed by Fountain Valley Police, who found a bag of tools and a video recorder inside of the car. In Santa Ana, Michelle Gili, KCAL9 News.
And now to a SWAT standoff in La Crescenta overnight. The same man who police say stalked actress Sandra Bullock held police at bay for hours at his home. As KCAL9's Dave Lopez shows you tonight, the standoff ended with the suspect dead.
Josh Corbett had pleaded no contest to stalking actress Sandra Bullock. He lives in this neighborhood just up the street. Today, police came to arrest him. They wouldn't verify why, but when they came there was a standoff, and now he's dead. LAPD said the intention to come to this home where Josh Corbett lives was to arrest him. They wouldn't say why, but it's the same Josh Corbett who pleaded no contest to stalking Sandra Bullock. What happened next was a standoff.
And the suspect had died at scene.
According to the LAPD, when detectives knocked on the door, Corbett told them, "I'm going to kill you." And then the detectives retreated. The SWAT team was called in, and then just before 1 o'clock, when they entered the house, they found Corbett dead.
There was no officer involved shooting. The officers fired no shots.
Police will not say if Corbett shot himself or stabbed himself, just that they found him in the house, dead.
My house. I'm hiding in the closet. Yes, they are. I just saw them walk under the attic.
Corbett had pleaded no contest to stalking and breaking into the home of Miss Bullock. When he was captured in her home, he had a love letter in which he said in part, quote, "You are my wife by law, the law of God, and you belong to me." He was sentenced to time in a mental hospital, but on June 30th of last year, he was quietly released, which shocked the actress and her attorney, who thought he was going to be in for much longer. Corbett also had been ordered to stay away from the actress, and that was good until June of 2022. We have been told, not confirmed, we have been told that the reason he was going to be arrested because he had violated terms of his probation, which still had 5 years to run. From La Crescenta, Dave Lopez, KCAL9 News.
And now to developing news out of Georgia. It is believed tonight 9 people are dead in a military plane crash just outside of Savannah in the suburb of Port Wentworth. Firefighters tweeted this photo showing the tail end of the C-130 Hercules cargo plane. The rest of the aircraft is shattered and burned. All 9 crew members on board the cargo plane had recently helped with hurricane efforts in Puerto Rico. They were flying the more than 60-year-old plane to Tucson, Arizona, where it was going to be retired. The aircraft went down this morning on a road near the Savannah Hilton Head Airport. A nearby driver described what he saw as that plane was coming down.
I saw it do a roll upside down. When it rolled upside down, it did a straight turn into the ground.
As far as we know, there were no cars hit in this crash. It is an absolute miracle.
Well, there have been 5 deadly accidents involving military aircraft in just the last month and a half.
2 women murdered, their bodies found in the front seat of a car in Riverside. The suspect's own sister turned him in. KCAL9's Randy Page has details of that murder investigation tonight.
The car with the 2 victims inside was found here along Alhambra Boulevard, marked by the location of that bunch of flowers left by friends of the victims. And while police say they believe they know who committed these murders, they're still trying to figure out why. Riverside police say 23-year-old Daniel Garcia became a murder suspect even before victims were found. His sister called police shortly after midnight this morning to say her brother shot someone. Police arrived to find Garcia with a gun. Then his sister directed police to this Volkswagen Passat. Inside, they found the bodies of 2 women, apparently in their 20s. One has been identified by family members as Miranda Duran.
It's shocking, especially around news parts.
Joaquin Sepulveda lives across the street. He says he noticed the 2004 Volkswagen station wagon when it first turned onto the street in front of his house.
They came slow around the corner, and then that's when they parked on that side, on the left side of the street. And like I said, that doesn't happen usually.
Sepulveda says he noticed the brake lights were on.
Come back out again, and the lights are off, but the dome light is on. So I was like, oh, they're probably, smoking cigarettes or something, because sometimes we get that around here.
He says police arrived about 30 minutes later. Riverside Police spokesman Ryan Railsback says it's unusual to identify a suspect even before police know a murder has been committed.
This isn't something we come across too often where, you have the person still here when the police are called regarding a shooting or a murder.
We spoke to a member of Miranda Duran's family who said the family is not making any comments at this time. They're asking for privacy. And of course, we are honoring that request. In Riverside, Randy Page, KCAL9 News.
The E. coli outbreak linked to romaine lettuce has now turned deadly here in California. So far, at least 24 people in the state have contracted E. coli after eating tainted romaine lettuce. And as we said, at least one of those people has now died. The E. coli tainted romaine has been traced to Yuma, Arizona, and people are being warned still not to eat any romaine lettuce unless you're sure it was not grown in Yuma. The first cases from this E. coli were reported on April 21st, and since then, the outbreak has expanded dramatically. The CDC saying at least 121 people in 25 different states have been sickened. More than half of those people have ended up in a hospital. And CBS chief medical correspondent Dr. John LaPook recently described this strain of E. coli as very strong and very dangerous.
This strain of E. coli is especially deadly and especially nasty. We know that it's causing more than the usual number of hospitalizations.
LaPook says this strain of E. coli is also causing kidney failure in a number of patients. Other symptoms are more flu-like. Now, as for the person here in California who died from this outbreak, state health officials tell us privacy laws prevent them from identifying the person.
We do have some breaking news here on KCAL9. A bombshell tonight in the Stormy Daniels story. Rudy Giuliani, who is now on President Trump's legal team, just told Fox News that Mr. Trump wrote a check for $130,000 to pay back the man who paid Daniels her hush money. That man, Michael Cohen, Mr. Trump's personal attorney and so-called fixer. The president has also denied having sex with the porn star and also denied that he knew anything about the hush money. No comment tonight from the president or the White House. Another woman is accusing President Trump of sexual assault. She is trying to get the raw tapes from his reality TV show. Summer Zervos was a contestant on The Apprentice. Her attorney subpoenaed any video and audio recordings which showed Trump speaking in a, quote, sexual or inappropriate manner about women. Zervos' attorney subpoenaed records from the Beverly Hills Hotel. That's where she claims Trump groped her back in 2007. Now, Zervos is suing Trump for defamation. She accuses him of hurting her reputation by calling her a liar.
LAUSD's new superintendent officially starts in less than 2 weeks, but today he toured LA schools, introducing himself to teachers, students, and administrators. He also sat down with her Dave Bryan and acknowledged that taking over the school district with a long list of problems will not be easy. The financial analyst also knows that he has critics who believe he's not qualified, but Austin Buettner says that despite not having direct experience in running a school, he's an accomplished administrator open to new ideas.
We have to look at a large and looming budget deficit and figure out what to do about it. I bring a fresh set of eyes. I bring some fluency and understanding of the broader community. Business, labor, the philanthropic community have to increase their support of public education.
And to see more of our interview with Austin Buettner, stay tuned to KCAL9 News at 9.
Of course, we all love Mom, but wait until you hear just how much. The unbelievable amount of cash that is expected to be sent this Mother's Day. Oh, wow, that's coming up really quick. Get those flowers. Hey, Ed.
Hey, beautiful. And we're getting a look outside right now at downtown. We've got drier conditions and changes on the way. We'll let you know what those are when we come back.
I'm Lisa Siegel, fighting the stigma of mental illness, a star-packed summit with a message coming up.
And a married couple, one a doctor, the other a musician, accused of also being married to crime at Southland Targets.
Under the check under the bed. Watch these quads, watch your back.
That is all new video released of the moments immediately after the Las Vegas mass shooting. This is KCAL9 News at 8.
I really am good at understanding the math, and I just like helping people.
Education is the greatest equalizer. It's the greatest asset no one can ever take from you.
Express lanes are forcing some commuters to pump their brakes.
I don't think anybody anticipated the rates being so high.
And it's not only the rising tolls. Some question if they're causing more traffic. Are tolls worth the trouble? Thursday at 10 on KCAL9 News.